Now, after observing lecture about his universe, about galaxies, about matter, energy, you are now aware what is we can say that is dark matter, dark energy. Then we are aware of black hole and all these concepts. And now we are focusing on another subject, that is solar system. Now obviously solar system is a part of galaxy that we are calling as Milky Way. We are aware that in this Milky Way, according to our present knowledge, our solar system is focused or placed rather to the peripheral part of this galaxy. So we are towards outsider part of this galaxy that we have discussed in previous lecture. Now, what is the nature of solar system? We are going to focus here. So, first important part, and that we are going to discuss that what was our ancient concept about this solar system. So, there was a scientist or a space observer, sky observer named as Ptolemy. But spelling starts with P. I don't know why. But these silent letters are there always in English. So you are aware of spelling of pneumonia and like that. Tylene you are aware in biology. So similar thing here, that instead of spelling starts with T, they starts with P. So I am remembering this way, P Ptolemy. But don't write down a P Ptolemy. While writing, you have to keep P. Don't put dot. Okay. So Ptolemy, he put forward a concept that is called as geocentric view of this universe. What is meaning of geo? Earth. Center, Earth is at center. So according to him, sky is divided into three layers. First layer, that is fast moving objects, that is made up of sun, moon. Then second, comparatively slow moving object, they are planets. And third, almost immovable stars. So are distant objects. So three layers are there. First layer of sun and moon, second layer of planets, and third layer of stars. So like that, everything in this universe is revolving around Earth, because he observed, simple, that sun is rising from east, setting at west. So it is revolving around Earth. Same thing is about moon, not exactly at east, but towards east direction they are rising. Now this view was continued for several, we can say, centuries. The view was there in Western world. For Western world, the concept was very clear that Earth is at center of universe, and everything around his universe, whatever there is in the universe, that is revolving around Earth. But during, particularly, I am talking of only Western world here. So during period of Renaissance, that means from 15th century onwards, in Europe, certain different ideas started evolving out. Out of that, the first person, that is, we can say Copernicus, he says, or he suggested that planets are not revolving around Earth. Planets are revolving around Sun. Earth is also revolving around Sun. This concept is called as heliocentric view. Helus, that means Sun. Heliocentric. Sun is at center and planets are revolving around it. So something new concept introduced by Copernicus, whereas he was supported by another great person named as Galileo. Galileo is the person who produced first, we can say, astronomical telescope. It is not only telescope, it is astronomical telescope. So that was produced first time by Galileo. And then he observed Jupiter through this astronomical telescope. He observed the 4 dots are there around Jupiter. He studied out over several nights and he concluded that these 4 dots, whatever small dots are there, they are changing out their position, but they are around Jupiter only. And so he concluded that Jupiter is also having moons, and these moons are revolving around Jupiter. So he practically observed something which is not revolving around Earth but revolving around Jupiter. And then he also supported Copernicus' theory. Whereas Copernicus was saying that planets, they are revolving around Sun, that is in the circular orbit, which was corrected in later by another great scientist named as Kepler. Kepler said planets are revolving around Sun, it is true, but they are not revolving around Sun in circular orbit. They are revolving around Sun in an elliptical orbit. Just you are aware of circle. Now, whatever the picture you are observing, that is showing what is circle and what is ellipse. If orbit is following on that circle, orbit means what? Planet's path around Sun is on that circle. Please keep in mind that there are no tracks are there in the solar system. That tracks are followed. If at all tracks are there, they are invisible. Okay. So, it is not that some path is there and planets are rolling on that. No. So, here we are saying again that if planet is following that circle path, then I should say orbit of planet is circular one. But look, the same figure, you will get ellipse. It is somewhat stretched circle. You can elongate circle from both sides, you will get a shape that is called as an ellipse. More detail you can study out in mathematics, particularly geometry part of that, that is parabola, hyperbola and ellipse. But right now this is only sufficient. You should understand the difference between circle and ellipse. In circle, the circumference, whatever is on object is on circumference, that is equidistance from center. So whenever you are there on the circumference of circle, whatever the objects are there, they are equidistance from center. But in case of ellipse, sometime object is very close to Sun or that center, and sometime object is very much away from that. So if object is very close to center, the position, now suppose center is Sun, then we are calling that position as perihelion position. Peri means in vicinity. Vicinity means what? Very close. So perihelion, close to Sun position, that is perihelion. Whereas if object is away from Sun on that maximum elliptical orbit, if it is away from Sun, then we are calling that as an uphelion position. So perihelion, very close to Sun, uphelion, away from Sun. If you are talking of moon, to the surprise, moon is also revolving around Earth, but not in circular manner. It is in elliptical manner. And therefore, moon is also coming very close to Earth. At that time, center is Earth. So we are calling word as perigee. And if moon is away from center or away from Earth, then we are calling that position as apogee. I am revising. If moon is very close to Earth, then we are calling this as perigee. When moon is away from Earth, then it is called as apogee. So, like that, planets, they are performing an elliptical motion around Sun. This is shown by a scientist named as Kepler. So, these are the views about solar system. Obviously, these views are earlier views. Now, views are changed out tremendous, because at that time we were not aware of galaxy. Then galaxies are revolving, rotating around its center. Galaxies are changing out their position in the space. This knowledge was not there at that time, and therefore they say orbit is an elliptical. Okay, now we are aware none of the orbit is elliptical. They are spiral orbit, but we are not discussing that point right now here. So according to this much knowledge, we are saying that orbits are elliptical. First part we are going to discuss here that all planets are having orbit around Sun in the same plane. Answer No. This is something three-dimensional view. Let me clarify. This is Sun. This is the orbit of first planet. This is the orbit of second planet. Suppose I am saying this is the plane. In this plane only all planets are revolving. Answer is no. They are having little bit change of orbit. That means maybe possible one planet will revolve like this, not exactly. Other planet will revolve like this. Third planet will revolve like this. So like that little bit angle, not this much, what I have shown. Minor angle differences, they are there. This is first part. Orbitals are always, these orbits are always elliptical in shape. Okay. Now, let us have somewhat of practical knowledge. So, first planet from Sun. Now we are discussing about this planetary system. So, first planet from the Sun, it's supposed to be Mercury. Okay. Why I have used word that is supposed to be? Because many scientists or astronomers, they have doubt that may be possible some planets may be there between Sun and Mercury. But it is not yet observed. Okay. How it is possible? So, how many of you, honestly speaking, observed Mercury in the night sky? Okay. So, on YouTube, there are several channels. I'm not taking name of that. You can search out. Say for example, suppose you are towards end of some month, for example, January. So you can find out night sky of February and whatever year. By finding out that keyword, you will get some videos where they will explain which planets can be observed. For example, daytime, early dawn, or at night, evening, whatever the timing, they are suggesting out which planets and where you can locate. So Mercury is located, but rarely, not always. Second planet, that is Venus, which is located many times, but either in the evening or in the early dawn, we can locate out Venus also. Now here, something is there that why this is so. Okay, if I'm telling you that on 25th December night I observed Mercury exactly on my head at night 12 o'clock, then you can immediately consider that I'm speaking lie. Okay, because Mercury at midnight will never be at our head unless we are there in the polar region. But otherwise, we are at normal life, say for example from India, Mercury will never be on your head at midnight. Venus will never be on your head at midnight. You can observe them either towards western horizon or towards eastern horizon. The thing is that they are called as inferior planets. Clear? So, why we are calling them inferior planet? Because they will never observe in midnight at your head position. Okay. So we are calling them as inferior planet. They will observe, they will be there at either towards eastern horizon or towards western horizon, particularly from India and we can say to the south part of all temperate zone region, etc. Now I am focusing again to a point why they are called as inferior planet. So look around this diagram, where half part of Earth is shown dark, that is night part, and half part is day part. Earth is rotating around its axis. Now, if you check, suppose that view of Earth is from top, then if you check carefully, you'll find that Venus or Mercury, both of them are visible only at dawn. Dawn means early morning, sometime before morning, before sun rises. So Mercury and Venus can be visible only at early morning or at evening. Still, Mercury will be there at horizon. Comparatively, Venus you can check out at higher horizon. So, this is the thing during night time. No doubt they are present in the day sky. Mercury can be on your head at day sky. Venus can be on your head at day sky. But night sky, they will never appear on your head. This diagram will explain you. And then they are called as inferior planet. Now observe next planet, that is obviously Earth. We are going to discuss in later phase about the Earth. But then next planet to Earth, that is Mars. Now look at position of Mars in this diagram again. You will see that Mars can be there on your head at midnight. So it is not necessary that Mars will be always there at midnight on your head. But when it is at that position, we can observe Mars on head, Jupiter on your head, Saturn on your head at midnight. So Mars onwards, the planets are called as superior planet. So I am dividing these planets into two parts. First one is Mercury, second one is Venus. They are called as inferior planets. Whereas Mars onwards, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn, they are called as superior planet. You may ask, what about Uranus and Neptune? So Uranus and Neptune are also superior planet, but they are not observed by our normal eye. We require telescope to locate them. So we are not thinking of that right now in this discussion. Now we are again focusing on planet category. There is another category that is called as inner planet and outer planet. So beyond Mars, there is a belt that is called as asteroid belt. So don't consider belt means something that we are using like that. Some region is there where you can observe many stones. That is called as asteroid belt. So those planets inside this asteroid belt, means towards sun, they are called as interior planets. Whereas beyond that asteroid belt, exterior planet. Okay. So this is the main difference here between inferior and interior. Okay. Whereas superior and exterior. But forget of that. Again, we are focusing on our topic. How to classify planet. Another way is there. So that is the planets, they are having some solid surface or only gaseous planet. Say for example, Venus, Mercury, Earth, Mars. These planets guaranteed have hard surface. I am not saying entire planet is in solid state, but they have at least few part that is in solid state. In case of Jupiter, we are not sure that Jupiter is having any solid surface or not, or it is entirely gaseous. Saturn, we believe that it is only gaseous planet. Uranus and Neptune, they are also gaseous planet. Whereas Pluto, no doubt, now we are not considering Pluto as a planet. We are considering it as a dwarf planet. But Pluto is having again hard surface. But right now we are considering them as dwarf planet. I am not considering Pluto in our discussion. Now we are focusing on the first planet from Sun. That is supposed to be first planet. We started discussion from that point. So first planet, that is Mercury.